Salutations! Thank you for lending an ear to The Voice of the Times for Thursday, November 26, 2020. For today's editorial, should government intervene to solve water woes? Customers of West Zone water concessionaire Manila Water Services Incorporated received unwelcome news on Wednesday when the company announced that rolling service interruptions that began on November 17 would be extended to November 29, with some areas likely to experience water outages up to November 30, nearly a week later than originally planned. The interruptions to water service are the result of heavy rainfall brought by Typhoon Ulysses, which caused excessive turbidity or sediment in the water supply to Maynilad's treatment plant, the company explained. The extra processing required to remove the silt from the water restricts Maynilad's capacity to fully supply its customers, forcing it to implement the intermittent service interruptions. Maynilad, which has about 10 million customers, is the water supplier for the cities of Caloocan, Pasay, Parañaque, Las Piñas, Muntinlupa, Valenzuela, Navotas, and Malabon. Most of Manila, the western sections of Quezon City and Makati, and Cavite City, Bacoor, Imus, Kawit, Noveleta, and Rosario in Cavite. As of Tuesday, Maynilad said it had not finished the cleaning of one of the 3 catch basins at its La Mesa treatment plant and issued a public apology for the inconvenience. It added that it had dispatched water tankers to affected areas to provide emergency supplies to customers, as many as 1 million of whom have been affected by the service outages at any given time. The Metropolitan Waterworks and Sewerage System Regulatory Office, or the MWSSRO, has launched an investigation into the service interruption, but with all due respect to the regulator, it is difficult to see what such an investigation will accomplish. The current issue, after all, is a familiar problem that happens with a disappointing regularity. Almost every time there's heavy rainfall over a relatively short period of time over the watershed that supplies the La Mesa facility. As both the MWSS and Maynilad have explained to us over the years, when similar outages have occurred, most of the La Mesa complex is more than 50 years old. It simply lacks the capacity to store a high volume of raw water in collection ponds to allow the suspended sediments to settle, letting gravity do most of the work of cleaning the water for human use. In order not to overload the other treatment systems and not compromise water quality, processing essentially has to be slowed down until the raw water supply naturally clears. Thus, it is not a matter of poor performance on Maynilad's part, nor a matter of insufficient oversight on the part of the MWSS, but simply a matter of infrastructure that is, at least at times, inadequate for the high demand placed on it. Aggravating the problem is the fact that even if Maynilad and the MWSS wanted to do so, the La Mesa facility really cannot be expanded or upgraded much beyond its current state. All of this points back to a fundamental problem that the government, a whole host of external experts, and the Filipino public that have known for years, which is that the only effective solution to chronic water woes is to significantly expand water supply, processing, and distribution infrastructure and capacity. As the population has continued to grow, problems such as water shortages and service interruptions due to weather or technical issues will only continue to increase in scale and frequency until something is done. The one promising solution that has been proposed in recent years, the Kaliwa Dam project, has been stalled by controversy over its financing and contract design, environmental concerns, and concerns about indigenous communities that would be adversely affected by its construction. Those are all valid questions, and all potential reasons why the Kaliwa Dam project might be unwise. But it does not solve the problem if no reasonably comparable alternative is proposed, which it has not been. As private sector-based solutions do not appear to be working, it is only natural to ask, should government intervene more proactively to solve the water crisis? That question will certainly cause an intense debate, but we believe it should, at least to the extent of creating a competent body of experts and stakeholders to study the problem and make finding a solution a critical priority. rather than treating water facilities as just another infrastructure project. And that's the editorial for Thursday, November 26, 2020. For more news and information, get a copy of the Manila Times on print, subscribe to our digital edition, or log on to www.manilatimes.net. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and listen to the voice of the Times.